Welcome again to the only cruising destination in the UK with more choice than anyone else. It's Cruise1st TV with Derek and Joe. Now we're about to take you here, there and everywhere in style with celebrity cruises. 5-star, relaxed modern luxury that you deserve. And we've been booking for so many of you for so long now.
Here at Cruise1st, we've been sending British travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 20 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all the major cruise lines sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So if you're ready, let's go cruising.
So let's get cruising. We've got Japan and South Korea for next October with an exciting stay in Tokyo and exploring the ancient Mediterranean in March with a chance to enjoy Athens. First though, we've got plans for early in 2026 heading to the bottom of the world in the Antarctic and South America. Now it's a 19-night getaway starting on the 27th of January, flying to Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires, for a 3-night hotel stay. Ooh, what a great place to start your adventure. Buenos Aires is like nowhere else on earth. It is literally Paris meets South America. In fact, it's often called Paris of South America. So you have these incredible European influenced buildings that are grand and gorgeous, but then you have the flair of salsa and incredible tango everywhere you go, and you can enjoy, watching that in the street in areas like La Boca, which is full of color and energy. There's the delightful Argentinian cuisine, as of course they're known for their steak. You've got to try that while you're there. The Eva Perón Museum and so much more. It is an amazing city indeed to start your adventure. And then, of course, we are cruising on the Celebrity Equinox in style as we head all the way down to the Cape for 14 nights. Now this is all included, so your drinks and Wi-Fi are included as standard here, so it's one less thing to budget for, which is great. So all your frozen drinks, your coffees, your soft drinks, your waters, your wines, beers, spirits, everything. Whilst you're on board, why not try their incredible spa, which is something I really did take advantage of when I was on the Equinox actually, and I've been on twice or 3 times I think, doing various different events on board. Loved it. I really do like this class of celebrity ships, not too big, not too small, just right in the middle, and there's lots of lovely spaces. They have this gorgeous sort of garden deck outside, which with real grass, which makes you really feel like you're in a garden on a sunny afternoon. It's beautiful. Cafe El Bacchio. This is a wonderful little spot to enjoy, your favorite coffee and some delicious cakes. And there's also Le Petit Chef. Now, Le Petit Chef is actually an entertaining dining experience, which I'd really recommend booking early for, because they have them all over the world actually. So to have it on board a ship is a real treat. But Celebrity is all about the finer things in life. They're about new luxury. So the spaces themselves are thoughtfully designed with lovely sort of low-key lighting concepts, so you never feel like it's imposing. You certainly never feel when you're on a celebrity ship that there's too many people, that it's too crowded, in my experience. I do feel like there's lots of great spaces around the ship to sit back and relax. And even poolside cabanas, if you want to have a massage, your massage therapist can come and do it by the pool for you in your own cabana, which I think is pretty amazing.
That sounds all right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really lovely staterooms, as you can see here. I mean, so comfortable and so luxurious as well. Everything that you need is there. I mean, some of the most comfortable beds that you have ever experienced you'll find on the celebrity ships. Now, the Martini Bar is it's almost like an entertainment in itself, isn't it? It's quite a social hub, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can also do your kind of mixologist classes when you're on board. You can do kind of beer tasting, wine tasting. You can even book a behind the scenes tour where they take you sort of all into the restaurants, down into the heart of the ship, the engineering room and things like that. But that sells out very quickly, so make sure you do it early. Sunset Bar, what a perfect spot to watch a sail away from one of these far reaches of the southern part of the world. I mean, I just think that the sailaways in this area are going to be absolutely spectacular.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of scenic cruising on this itinerary as well, actually. So we just saw the observation bar there as well. That'll be very, very key to this, because you will be doing, quite a few days of scenic cruising on an itinerary like this, because It's such a beautiful place to enjoy. I mean, it's kind of like your southern equivalent of Alaska, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but it's so different at the same time. The shows on Celebrity are award-winning. They're pretty incredible. You're going to love them. Listen, we are cruising out of Buenos Aires, 3 days at sea. Will then see us into Ushuaia, the furthermost reaches of the planet. It's known as the end of the world. You can head to the Tierra del Fuego National Park and actually do the Southern Fuegan Railway, which I'd recommend there. Very cool. I mean, so few people have been here and you get to go. Then we have scenic cruising around fabulous Cape Horn, Cholat Channel, Paradise Bay, the Gerlache Strait as well. You know, all of these places will give you optimum opportunity to see some incredible wildlife, such as the penguins. There's Elephant Island right there. The Antarctic fur seals, if you're lucky enough to. The chin strap penguins, so cool because they have a little, what looks like a chin strap. I mean, this is, so few people can say they have seen wildlife like this. Then we're into Port Stanley in the Falklands, which has the historical dockyard museum and great galleries as well. But again, so many people go here to see the wildlife. So make sure you book your excursions if you want to see the penguins, the seals, if you want to see the birds that are unique to this part of the world. Puerto Madryn, Argentina next. And again, look at those gorgeous penguins. I would just be wanting to see, you know, as many excursions as I can to take me to see those. And it's the premier place for marine wildlife watching, this port. Montevideo is up next. They have great wineries in Uruguay. If you love your wine, particularly your reds, this is a place to go on a winery tour. The Plaza Independencia is also stunning. Take a wander around and just drink in the vibes of South America. Then we're back into Buenos Aires, where you'll disembark and fly home after your incredible, life-defining, off-the-beaten-track adventure to Antarctica.
I would say as well, take up this opportunity, because it does feel in general, maybe it's just my perception, but I do feel in general there are less and less of these itineraries around. They maybe only happen once or twice a year. Your opportunity to do this part of the world. It's a wonderful place, you know, and again, scenic cruising galore, lovely wildlife experiences, you know, and complete contrast to, you know, describing it really as kind of like the southern version of Alaska, really, but completely and utterly different scenery all around. So a lovely opportunity. We're booking for early in 2026, so we can do that today with a low deposit, which is good, always good news, isn't it, in terms of planning this. £199 each today as a deposit will get this price locked in for us. And actually, this is 5-star cruising, which is all inclusive as well, remember, because you have your classic drinks package and Wi-Fi for the whole of the cruise included here as well. This is a great package and a super price tag as well. As I say, I don't think these itineraries are coming up, you know, as often as they feel like they used to. So if you've been looking to do a lovely South American experience and go to what they call the end of the world, then this is the way to do it. Let's have a look at upgrades then, if you want to upgrade from inside up to ocean view and up to balcony. And given the price range that we're in, actually, the balcony isn't that far away, given that that's the lion's share of this holiday, of course, because 14 of the nights are on the cruise. So actually an extra $399 for the balcony. To get those kind of, you know, stolen moments, you might hear an announcement about something which is, you know, noteworthy to go and see up on deck. Well, it's much nicer to be able to simply go and I'm opening the doors of the balcony and going straight out to see it myself. Is lovely. And on a day of scenic cruising, it's quite nice to sit out on your balcony and just while it away. Do you know what I mean? With a you know, it might be a nice day, it might be a not so nice day, you know what I mean? Like, and you could sit there with a hot chocolate or a lovely cocktail on your balcony and enjoy it and watch it all kind of sail by you. It's a lovely experience to do. I mean, this is one of those real expedition type cruises. So, and it's something that Celebrity do so incredibly well. And there's a great contrast between exploring in the ports and then enjoying like the high-end luxury of the interior of the ship and the restaurants and the whole, you know, the occasion of the evening, which is lovely.
Yeah, and Celebrity is one of the only cruise lines that actually does this itinerary. You have to have an enforced hull normally to go down to this part of the world. So there's only certain ships that can do it, and they're well versed at it, and they've done it multiple times, so you're in very good hands, and you're going to have the best expedition lead, you know, experienced people as well, inviting you into this incredible world that so few people have seen.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
You want to know more, just give us a call, 0800 953 4700. We're moving on to another celebrity opportunity now to cruise the Eastern Med in March. Relaxing, beautiful luxury cruise. Of course, you've got your drinks and your Wi-Fi included. And we are going to fly you first on the 15th of March over to ancient Athens, and plenty of time to explore those ancient wonders as well for you, because we've got 2 nights in a hotel for you, which is lovely. It's just about the right amount of time for maybe a first visit into Athens.
Yeah, Athens, 2 or 3 days is ideal. And I feel like I've been a few times to Athens, but it's never enough. Like you want a little taster, but there's just it has so much to offer, and it is such an enchanting city. I mean, we know about Athens because it's the cradle of ancient Western civilization, of course. But you know, you might not have encountered the real Greek flair that Athens introduces you to versus the islands. You'll love that. And then it's time to cruise the Celebrity Infinity. And we're going to be on board for a whale of an adventure, 11 nights, in fact. Drinks and Wi-Fi are included, so that's one thing you don't have to, you know, tot up on your bill, which is brilliant, and that really covers everything, even your bottles of water before you're heading into port, right, which is great. Now, the Infinity is Millennium class. She has a gorgeous rooftop terrace, which gives you a chic new way to experience the great outdoors. So creative cocktails, snacks, and they even do the movies al fresco up there as well, which is just a lovely thought, especially when you're heading to the Med in springtime. It's really lovely and fresh up there. You've got the Ocean View Cafe, the Mars Grill, the Tuscan Grill, Cuisine as well, which is a one-of-a-kind specialty restaurant. It features a uniquely unordinary menu of modern and whimsical approaches to familiar dishes from around the world. So really creative, innovative cuisine. There it is. Really nice thing to do. Cellar masters for wine tastings, and of course they have such a well-stocked wine bar and Celebrity, you know, because they do a lot of wine cruises as well. People specifically booking itineraries, you know, for this. So they'll pair, again, there'll be thoughtful pairings with the ports of call you're heading into, which I really love. Of course, you have the Eye Lounge, by the way. It's not just for internet, but they actually do loads of classes in there, which will open your world up to new ways of using technology. Then it's Thessaloniki, and we have an overnight to start this itinerary, which is great. Second largest city in Greece. Now, there are nighttime tours to do as well, or evening tours. You might want to do a sunset sail, which is a beautiful thing to do, just as the sun is setting in the Med. Oh, nothing more gorgeous, with a glass of wine, of course, in hand. Kusadasi's next, and many people know it for the incredible Ephesus. But right there at the port, you have actually got basically a slightly smaller version of the Grand Bazaar. There's so much great shopping right there. I'd recommend it. Then it's Limassol in gorgeous Cyprus, where you can head to the Temple of Apollo, or perhaps Kurion. And then, of course, you have Nicosia to visit. You have the Lost City too. I mean, there's lots to see in Cyprus, and great food awaits as well. Then it's Rhodes, and Rhodes has got also a dizzying amount of incredible ancient civilizations to visit, and the Acropolis of Lindos is just one of them, along with the Palace, you know, the Masters of Rhodes. Valley of the Butterflies is also beautiful when you're there. Heraklion awaits, and this is Crete, gorgeous Crete. And this itinerary is really rich in heritage, culture, and ancient civilization. So you might want to head to the beach to have a little bit of a break from all of that. Who knows when you're in this port. Next up, we're in Nafplio, and this has got, as you see, this is less intense of the ancient ruins, although you have some of them, and more relaxing and low-key when it comes to perhaps your beach and your hikes and strolling around in port. Then we're back into Piraeus, and we have an overnight on board, which is lovely. So before you head home, you get to enjoy one final night to, you know, take in Piraeus itself, which is just outside of Athens. Is actually very charming. You might want to head for a nice Greek meal in the downtown, but of course you've got all your food right there on board. So they do have actually a Greek-inspired restaurant on board the ship as well. Then we're going to fly you back to the UK after this incredible, culturally rich itinerary.
And all served up in the most incredible 5-star luxury that only Celebrity can do for you. It is wonderful because it does feel like you are constantly just in this wonderful elite hotel surroundings, like a brand new boutique hotel, but it's just got so much more than a hotel could ever wish to have. What an incredible itinerary as well. Really, really interesting. Very, very different as well. Listen, I'm just going to bring you the price on this straight away because it is so, so good. I want you to know and see just how good it is and get it booked as quickly as you possibly can, because that is epic, given the inclusions, given the standard and the grade and the class of the cruising that you're doing here. I just think it's amazing. We're all going to need a break by then as well, aren't we? In the middle of March. Good to have that booked right now as well, to know that it's coming, because that will get you through the long, cold, dark winter that's coming. And remember that when you're on that lovely springtime trip out into the Med, that while you're on the cruise, classic drinks package included, Wi-Fi included as well, which is brilliant. Let's have a look at upgrades while we're at it. Why not? Because it's always nice to sit out on the balcony, isn't it? Always nice to tell everybody that you've got a balcony. I mean, that's half the joy of booking a cruise like this, isn't it? If you're going for the balcony, is telling everyone you've got a balcony coming, which is lovely. And that's quite beside actually them being on the holiday. And then, of course, all the lovely memories that it leaves behind. Maybe this is your first time with Celebrity. Maybe you're having a little dalliance with another cruise line. Because remember, gone are the days to a large degree where people absolutely stick to one cruise line and will never cruise with anyone else. You know, people are. It's like electricity companies and gas companies and all sorts now. We kind of have a little flirt with whoever is most attractive looking at the time, don't we? It's like speed dating, but in the cruising world. It's nice to do, actually. It's nice to kind of change things up every now and again, but the time has to be right for you. But it's a great price tag. It's a nice time of year to go away. Of course, the weather is going to be markedly better than it will be here. We can almost guarantee that. You know, and lovely part of the world to see as well. All in one phenomenal holiday. Call us right now if you want to know more. 0800 953 4700. And if you want to tailor any of these packages, by the way, make the stays longer or whatever, you can do that. Obviously, to give you prices on screen, we have to put a particular number of nights together to give you a rough idea of the price, but obviously you can tailor that and play with that the way you want to, which is really great. It kind of really puts you in control, but we'll do all the arranging for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we have another one for you, which is even more exciting. I tell you what, this next offer absolutely needs to go in the diary today. It's a cruise of Japan and South Korea with flight and a city stay all wrapped up in one perfect package. Starting with your flight out to Tokyo on the 13th of October next year, we are staying here in the city in a hotel for 3 nights before we cruise in enigmatic contemporary Tokyo. Many say it may just be the most astonishing city on earth. I think when you see footage, when you see images of Tokyo, it really just, I don't think it does it justice. When you get there and you are just in front of the Shibuya crossing, full of these incredible signs everywhere, there's a dizzying amount of excitement and just a real kind of energy in the air of Tokyo. And there's also lots of, you know, ancient wonders to visit as well, along with the new. And that's the charm, isn't it, of Tokyo?
It looks wonderful, doesn't it?
It
Bright
really
lights,
does.
big city.
Yep.
Off you go, and you're there for a good amount of time before you then start cruising as well. And we're cruising Japan and South Korea, and it really is the best way of seeing the various islands and, you know, and seeing more than just one city in Japan. Do it on a cruise,
yep.
And you've got a little taster of lots of different regions, which is lovely. And it's a nice time of year to do it as well, because you're obviously out of the kind of peak travel season, although it feels like in Japan that 12 months of the year is peak travel season in Japan these days, because particularly right now, because it is such a travel buzz point, isn't it? Everyone wants to be there right now. I mean, you'll notice, I'm sure, on the channel as we go through our various shows, if you watch any number of them, that Japan comes up all the time. I mean, we could literally fill the channel all day long with Japan itineraries and it still wouldn't be enough.
It is the hotspot of the moment.
It is.
when it comes to travel, and not just because it's a faddy new place to visit, but because it is open. It opened up a little bit later than other places after the pandemic, and now it's just a lot of these ports are now much more accustomed to cruising and welcoming cruise vessels into the port. So, and the lovely thing about Japan as well is that the Japanese, being as organised as they are, you know when you're going to do an excursion in port, which you can book with the ship, by the way, it is going to be organised down to a T, and you'll be well taken care of. Now, when you're on board the Millennium, cruising through fabulous Japan and South Korea, you can enjoy all of the flair of celebrity and their delicious food, their welcoming spaces, their incredibly comfortable staterooms, which have, I think, the best mattresses at sea. With that scallop-shaped bed. I mean, it's just lovely. And of course, you know, if you're wanting to work out when you're on board, don't forget there's a big, usually they have something called walk a mile, where you walk around the deck every morning for a mile, and it takes you all around. The walking deck or running deck takes you all around. You can just breathe in the sea air. It's a really refreshing and invigorating thing to do with your morning coffee.
It's lovely. And do you know what? Let's not forget, and I think we do forget sometimes, that, you know, holidays are incredibly good for you. I'm no medical doctor, but you know what? We all know the value.
You're the holiday doctor
of our time. Yeah, we all know the value of our time away, though. We all know what it does in terms of, you know, refreshing us, getting us away from our everyday. You know, you might have been through some kind of journey in your life, and you need to process that. You need some time to recover from that. You want to, you know, just live in a different way and take yourself out of the ordinary. And a cruise is just such a great kind of tonic in that respect, because, you know, it's like a different life. While you're on board, the whole time it is like a different life. Right, let's go explore Japan. Out of Tokyo for 12 nights.
Yes, first port is Shimizu for Mount Fuji. Look at that.
What a start.
I know. You can head up to the summit of Mount Fuji. You can take a tour of the Sunup Castle Park and the Shioza Shengen Shrine as well. Then we have an overnight in the port for Osaka, where you can see the incredible Osaka Castle. This is often known as the culture capital of Japan. Universal Studios, not too far away. Dotonbori for dining and theatre as well. That's why we stay overnight, so you might want to have that experience. And of course, there's the tea ceremony, sake breweries. Then it's Kochi, and this has got also beautiful castle, Kochi Castle, but don't forget the manicured botanical gardens and the home of the bonsai are going to be a highlight for many on this itinerary. I think that's going to be really special. Next up, we're into Hiroshima, where you can go and see the bomb dome and Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. Again, a great tour there for Sake Brewery if you want to experience that. They are known for their gastronomy and seafood, the Japanese, especially oysters, so you might want to do an oyster tour. Then it's Busan in South Korea, considered the country's summer capital. Of course, heading into autumn, you'll still see the beautiful sort of changing of colours, which will be amazing. There's the Busan Tower. You've got some lovely beaches, interestingly enough, in Busan. That's Hakodate, when you can go to the Onuma National Park. There's also thermal hot springs in Japan, lots of them. It's geothermal, it's rich, and I think, again, this time of year, starting to get a bit cozy. You might want to go and experience that. I think that would be very cool. Then it's Amori, and Amori is abundant with nature, but it's known for its festivals. The Fire Festival with the candle boats, the Nobuta Festival as well, and the Hakoda Ropeway is also interesting. It's not too far away to visit from that port. We're back into the port for Tokyo, where you'll disembark. We will fly you home after this amazing adventure, of course, starting off with that little break in Tokyo, then heading through some of the absolute hotspots in Japan. I mean, this is packed with ports, this itinerary, which is brilliant. You also have a couple of sea days to relax as well.
I tell you what, you're not going to believe the price of this package. I've just looked down at my own gadget here and seen it, and you'll see it in a couple of seconds as well. £199 each today as a deposit. It is well worth putting down that low deposit right now to lock in this price tag, because, yeah, that needs snapping up. This is what we do on these shows as well, is that we look for those needle in a haystack opportunities. And we look for, obviously because we send so many thousands of people away every single year with all of the major cruise lines, but we do a lot of business with celebrity as well, which means we negotiate amazing rates. Of course, this offer in the cruise element of it includes your classic drinks and Wi-Fi, which is really, really good. But of course, we've got big buying power with the airlines, with hotel brands as well around the world, and that has resulted in a price tag like this. Now, quite aside the price tag here, we've got, I believe, some of the best service in the cruise industry as well. So when you call us on 0800 953 4700, you're not talking to a travel agent, you're talking to a cruise travel agent expert from here at Cruise1st, who've been on the ships, who know the cruise ships and the cruise lines inside out, know a lot about the itineraries as well, and can give you really, really good advice. So again, if you wanted to up the nights in Tokyo, if you wanted to do something else on the way back at the end of this cruise as well, just talk to the team and we can make that happen. But that is a golden price tag. Let's have a look for upgrades then on this cruise. You might well just want to take the best price there and say, you know what, I'm going right the way around Japan and South Korea. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with an inside, not a problem whatsoever. I'm going to love where we're going, and I know there's plenty to do on the ship. But if you want that ultimate, I mean, even like your balcony upgrade there as well, even if you add that to the price tag, it's a very, very tempting offer. Let me tell you, if you have been looking at Japan for a while, I mean, listen, there might be a lot of you who are new to our channel. You know, you've been flicking through the channels and you've stopped and you've kind of liked what you've seen. You might have been planning a trip out to Japan. You might have been pricing up a traditional land holiday in Japan. So, you know, doing the flight and hotel search and all of that kind of stuff. And the numbers rack up really quickly. Why is that? Because Japan is so far away. Do you know what I mean? So it's a lot of travel to get there and to get back, and that costs. And you and I have access to the traditional flight prices. Our team magically have access to something completely different, and they can really winkle out the deals for you. And doing a cruise means that you're seeing so much more of a place like Japan, for instance, than just flying into one city, because you've never been to Japan before. So you'd obviously fly into one city like Tokyo, probably spend a period of time there and then fly back. Well, a cruise gives you such a broader experience of the various islands and the real contrasting differences between the islands in Tokyo as well. It's an incredible opportunity. Listen, an offer like this and a price like this is why so many people do trust us.
With over 20 years of travel experience, when booking with Cruise1st, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. As a fully bonded member of APTA and Atoll Protected, you have the peace of mind that your booking is safe with us. We've been on your TV screens for over a decade, and we guarantee the best cruise prices. If you find one of our offers cheaper elsewhere on TV, then we'll match or beat that price. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday with many of our deals. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until your due date to pay your balance. Plus, we're one of the highest rated cruise agents on Trustpilot, with over 6,000 independent reviews, so you can be fully confident when booking your next holiday with Cruise1st.
Wow, lots to think about actually in that show, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Heck of a lot to think about there.
Really
Some
packed.
really nice decision making though.
Yes, absolutely. And it really just comes down to where you want your next destination to be, or even your next 2 or 3 destinations, because obviously you can put your deposit down, which makes it even easier to book multiple trips, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you love holiday planning, this is the place to stay. We'll see more of you later.
See you soon.